Thank you, Chair. You've told us before that you are TfL, and yet I wonder if you're aware of what your TfL representatives agreed to. They met with a lot of cyclists over the Bow Roundabout, and they met with London Cycling Campaign, and what LCC said was, what is needed here, unless TfL were prepared to take a traffic lane out, is off-carriageway approach lanes for cyclists from both Bow and Stratford. There's ample space, and 2 cans across both junction arms, in and out. A very straightforward and obvious solution. It's what the Dutch would do. And it only took a couple of minutes discussion to agree that with the TfL representatives. So they agreed that at meetings, and then they were later presumably overruled because of your need to smooth traffic flow.
Well, I think you should, before you accuse me of overruling...
This was 2 years, less than 2 years ago, so you were the mayor then, you were TfL then, as you are now.
I see what you're saying. Well, I didn't overrule anybody in respect of Bow Roundabout. There are decisions that are taken about a wide range of traffic measures throughout the city, which obviously are not always, Jenny, with great respect, are not always referred to me, and that certainly Bow Roundabout was not one that was referred to me. And I know that there is a strong temptation to blame TfL for everything, and maybe there is more that we could do, and we will certainly do our utmost. But I think it would be a mistake in this argument to, as I said just now, to neglect the real focus, which I think should be put on the drivers of HGV vehicles, their licenses...
Mr Mayor, you've said that twice already. Could you please focus on the question? You were in charge of TfL. You actually give them a strategic drive, a strategic overview of how to deal with these junctions. It's your smoothing traffic flow that meant that TfL did not go forward with the improvements to the roundabout that could have saved lives.
Well, Jenny, I think you're making a very hard accusation, and I understand, you know, that it's been a very, very distressing time for the families of the recent victims, and I understand the strong emotions that this raises. What I can say to you is that we are working very hard to minimise casualties on the streets of London. It's something I care about deeply. Every single death appalls me. We look over the details of every such incident, and we are working very, very hard to try to minimise any future casualties. And
your representative yesterday said to us that anybody going to the Olympics should avoid Bow Roundabout. They should avoid that cycling superhighway because it wasn't, well, he implied it wasn't safe anymore.
So who said that?
So, well, you can get it from the record. But the point is, cycling superhighway, your cycling superhighway isn't safe.
Well,
Blueprint doesn't protect...
What I'm trying to tell you this morning is that I accept that we need to do more to make cycling safer in London, and of course we're going to continue to improve safety if we possibly can across the city. That doesn't mean that it isn't actually becoming safer, which it is, and it would be helpful, Jenny, if in your attacks on me, if you reflected that point.